Welcome into the Snapped Podcast, my personal audio journal. My name is Tyler Kluber. I'm a personal trainer and podcaster, but it gets a little bit deeper than that, and this show is going to give you an inside look on my thoughts concerning health and fitness, business, mindset, and creating the life that you feel lucky to live. I hope you enjoy the show. Sit back, relax, and let's have a day. Great bring in there. Great fade in. I should really draw that out. That thing gets me hype. We're here for another episode. I believe it's episode 64. I don't know. Last week, you guys heard an episode that was actually recorded the week before, and then somehow it didn't get published. So then last week I published it, and it is what it is. My first missed episode of 2022, and it wasn't even on purpose. It wasn't, there was supposed to be an episode. I could have done another one, but then I would have released two on one day. Both of them would have got less listens. I kind of care about people hearing what I have to say too. So, but here we are, babies. We're here. It's going to be a shorter episode today. And I say that every time, and it ends up being a 27-minute podcast. So not even going to tell you that this is going to be I'm not going to promise you it's going to be a short episode, but in my mind, I want you to trust me that I think it's going to be a short episode. I have one thing to talk about. That's it. I mean, I have plenty of things to talk about, but today specifically, I have one thing to talk about. It got on my nerves. Okay. Has to do with both social media, caring about what others think, and knowing who you are as a person. Okay. And yeah, I hope it's relatable. I hope this connects somehow with you. I guess anything I do, I hope connects somehow with you. I want to provide value, right? And that's what this podcast is sort of about, providing value to myself, but then also just, I'm fucking 27 and I've been coaching for 4 years. I know, my background in what I talk about, that being fitness and exercise and nutrition, is a little bit deeper than that. If you want to call it 10 plus years of experience, you could probably do that, considering that's how far back this goes. But, I'm never going to get on here and tell you I'm an expert about anything, but I hope that my individual experience is somehow relatable and opens your eyes or your ears to something new, maybe a new perspective or a new way of thinking. And so hopefully that does that today. I tweeted the other day something along the lines of, I believe it was, when you realize that how you look and feel, including things like sleep, energy, and mood, is 80% what you put in your mouth, things really start to click. I'm not sure how I ended it off. Something cliche. That's when the gains start to compound. Something stupid like that. Now, that tweet, God, I'm still psychoanalyzing it right now. That tweet, to me, right? The point of that tweet screams, oh, okay. So he's provided an answer on a question, right? What matters when it comes to looking and feeling better? Answer: 80% of the answer is what you put in your mouth, including, and then I included some other examples, right? Because you want to draw people in. You want, in the fitness world, you want to cast sometimes a broad-ish net so that you can find someone. This is how it goes anytime you're advertising, right? Do you suffer from waking up feeling tired? It's like, yeah, everybody does. Holy shit, you just woke up. Well, you need this supplement, or you need this, that, the other thing. And so in fitness, what that looks like is, do you want to lose weight? Do you want to look better? Do you want six-pack abs? This, that, the other thing. So I included stuff like, well, a part of looking and feeling better is how you sleep, what your mood's like during the day, your energy levels throughout the day or throughout a week, right? I simply provided an answer to a question. But the most interesting thing to me is that people then have a emotional response to that statement. People immediately read that and they immediately think of, oh, how is my sleep? How is my mood? How is my energy? What's my weight look like? What do I look like in the mirror? What do I put in my mouth? And the first thing you start to do, because it looks so easy in the tweet, right? The immediate response subconsciously, I think, this is my opinion, but I think that subconsciously people's minds go, oh, fuck that guy. It's not that easy. It's not that easy. Looking and feeling better and sleeping better and better energy, it's not just 80% of what you put in your mouth. And even if it is, it's not that easy. What you put in your mouth isn't that easy. And so they skip the whole fucking thing. And they go to, what's my excuse for me not having at least currently in my life, a better result of this specific scenario that's been demonstrated in this tweet, right? Because my sleep isn't good, because I don't weigh what I want to, because I don't look how I want to. What's the reason for that? What's my excuse? There was a response to the tweet from a guy who actually, and this was a little bit confusing. And I didn't even get into this with him because I really don't want to go down Twitter discussion rabbit holes because of what I'll get to in a second. The fact that I don't know these people, they don't know me. But there was a response to the tweet by a guy who runs marathons and he's in his 40s and he eats clean and like lives a healthy lifestyle. And he goes, you don't have kids yet, do you? LOL. And I just think that's an interesting response. Now, I get it, right? It's not that serious. Twitter isn't that serious. This guy, because it's Twitter and that's where you make jokes and you respond to people and you create conversation and interaction, it ain't that serious. This guy was just pointing out, a well-known sort of truth that when you add kids into the picture, right, you have a family, things aren't quite as easy as when you're single or it's just you and your significant other, right? Time stretches a little thinner. Priorities shift onto your kids instead of you. I am fully aware of that fact. But the call it the competitive version of me inside of me takes that as an insult, right? I portray that I am this health guy. I like to work out. I live this certain lifestyle. I eat this certain way. I know what I'm talking about, intermittent fasting. I have this brand on social that is, this is who I am. Right. And honestly, this all comes back to maybe their response to my idea on the tweet is insecurity of them. But then me feeling this emotionally charged about their responses is the insecurity coming from me. Right. I'm not immune to insecurities showing themselves. Right. And I think this is how it manifests. I don't know what it is. You guys tell me. I'd love to hear your thoughts if you're a listener of the Snap podcast. He challenges me and says, you don't have kids yet, do you? And I, inside of me, take that as, oh, this motherfucker thinks that once I have kids, that's gonna change me. I mean, that's a bad way to put it, because having kids does change you. This guy thinks that when I have kids, all of a sudden I'm gonna drop all my disciplines. I'm not gonna be healthy anymore. I'm not gonna work out anymore. I'm not gonna be able to hold my routine and eat the way that I'm gonna. Like, this guy is insinuating that I've got it easy, and that's the only reason that I'm able to have what I have right now. And I take offense to that. I'm a little bit emotionally, call it insecure, about that. Because there is the question, when I have kids, what will it look like? What will my discipline look like? How well will I be able to stay in a routine, right? Now, inside of me, deep down inside of me, I know who I am, right? We are who we are. And even when we have kids or we get married or this, that, the other thing happens, we move, whatever big life events happen, very, very rarely do you just change into a completely different person. I'm still going to be, I know this. None of you know this. You guys could question this forever and you'll never know, because we only truly know ourselves. But I know that I'm a disciplined person, that I am strictly health and fitness routine focused as a human, that my profession includes fitness and health and coaching people. It's my life. It is, and I have to remember that it is not probably more than 99% of people's lives, right? How many people out of 100 are a health coach or a personal trainer or, similar to me, right? Out of 100, it might not be 1 out of 100. It might be 1 out of every 200 or so, maybe closer to 1 out of every 500, right? There's a lot of professions out there. I wouldn't call personal trainer the most common. Full-time coach and personal trainer. So, and this is where then I started, this was Monday morning, and Monday morning I was squatting, right? I had a brutal workload of 7 by 5, 7 sets of 5 at 315, which is about, oh God, what do you call it? Call it 80%, a little under 80%, 7 by 5 in the morning, cold garage, and I'm warming up and I'm thinking about this guy who responded to my tweet. And I'm telling myself, I'm talking to myself, and these motherfuckers don't know me. They don't know me. And it's like, I'm hyping myself up, but at the same time, it's like, I need to listen to my own advice or what I'm telling myself. This guy on Twitter, he doesn't know me. He has no idea who I am. In fact, there's 6 guys that I'm friends with from college, a couple that I'm friends with from home, and then my family and my wife. There's maybe a group of 20 people who really, really know who I am and what I'm about. And when it comes to, and I let this, and it happens to everybody, but I let this one guy on Twitter who's not even coming after me. This wasn't his goal, right? He's just creating a conversation and making a little joke about like, oh yeah, wait till you have kids, because there will be those moments when I have kids where I'm like, can't get the workout in today, right? On a micro scale, on a day scale, yeah, there will be times where I don't eat like I do right now because of the kids. Overall, what will my lifestyle be like when I have kids? It will still be the 1% when it comes to health and fitness. I will still be that guy who works out. I very much so plan on being the guy who, when he's 45, 50 years old and his kids are in high school, all of the kids' friends are like, oh my God, like he's like, Tommy's dad is fucking jacked. Like that guy is healthy. He works out a lot. He's a beast. That's me, and that's who I am. And that's very, very self-centered, and I totally understand that. But these motherfuckers don't know me, right? They don't know me. And then I hear Goggins in the back of my head. They don't know me, son. And he's doing oh God, great video. He's doing the overhead press. They don't know me, son. They don't know me, son. They don't know me, son. And it's so true. It's such a simple little thing, but it's true. Every single one of you listening right now, I don't know you. I don't know what you're about, right? There's something in your life that you are so much more dedicated and knowledgeable about and true to, and it helps define you. It's not your only defining character, but it is a significant defining piece of you. And I don't know shit about that. And most people don't, because it's those things happen on a daily basis. They're in the background a lot of the time. They're just part of your life. And a lot of people just don't see it, but it's who you are. For me, it happens to be, and a lot of those are very niche things, right? That aren't, let's call it, important to the longevity of your life, right? It could be like music, or could be, you know what I'm saying, right? Mine happens to be a grander sort of thing that is relevant to every single person's life, right? So then in the health world, everybody has an opinion. It's sort of similar to sports. So then when someone says that they aren't able to, maintain a lifting regimen, or they don't eat healthy because their kids determine what they eat, or they lose the body that they like having because they just can't. Jesus, I'm like having burps. Whatever their reason is, I feel some type of way about it. I don't know. It was interesting, but it was just a nice little exercise in, hey, don't let somebody on Twitter who in the first place doesn't have an agenda anyway. Sometimes they do, but in this case, it was definitely not a guy who was trying to start anything, but it switched flipped a switch inside of me that was like, oh, they don't understand. We're not the same. We're not the same. We are not the same. And that's okay. I'm not even saying that I'm better than you. Right? That's not even close to the point here. Right? I might be too far shifted. It's not even necessarily good or bad. It's just the fact that my life and what I do for a living, which is what gets in the way of a lot of people's health and fitness. Well, health and fitness happens to be what I do. So my life is very conducive for being healthy, having a nice body, being, whatever. We aren't the same. And they don't know me, son. Right? That's all I got. I got nothing more. If anything, take away from this podcast that your grind and your struggle and your day-to-day and what you care about and what defines you and what you have passion for and what you enjoy doing on a daily basis, that's you. And no one can take that from you, because every single person's life is so individually different, and their past is so different, and how we all got to this moment in time is so individually varied that you should never compare yourself to anybody else, right? They don't know you, son. Have a great fucking week. We'll talk next week. Peace.